Hello, this is Eileen, the environmental educator. And today, right here in this video, we're going to talk a little bit about, I don't know, this man. Yeah, Mr. Bill. Suddenly, I know everything about the environment Gates. Mr. Yeah, knows a lot about everything. Yeah, vaccines. He's just a globalist now, leading the world. And Bill Gates has a zero wish, and I can get three of his four zero wish variables to zero. And this is my page to him, my on the environmentaleducator.org. Bill, your equation, that famous equation that he has out there, CO2 is equal to people. I'm like, well, I didn't reproduce as much as you, and he's a eugenicist. He wants to get rid of people. That's the solution because um, he doesn't say it, but his other equations is, and he says we have to get, high school algebra will tell you that we have to get, one of these close to zero. So services per person times energy times per service times CO2 per unit energy. And if we got going on the environmental educator education and agenda, we would get all of those variables down to pretty close to zero. If we were a reusable country that didn't manufacture, package, transport, and dispose of for every single cup we use for 10 seconds or piece of silverware or just even packaging and transportation packaging, if we absolutely implemented solutions and got people to be the solution and, turn off electricity and just start living responsibly, we could get all three of these variables down to pretty close to zero, and that would solve the problem. And we don't have to be your eugenicist self of thinking that, we need to um, get rid of people. That really seems to be where he ends up wanting this to be solved, because he will not allow any of these to be addressed. And I have tried to get to Bill Gates. I have emailed his foundation media at, because they don't give any other emails out there, really. They used to have an info at going years ago, and then I don't know, maybe people like me bothered them. But media like Project Veritas media, you're supposed to be able to get statements from them as to why they won't do things, and I email them way too much, and Bill Gates will not allow solutions. Now, Bill Gates, he did a Reddit Ask Me Anything session in February 2019, 2017. I forget. It was in another video. And he deleted my question four times. I told him the solutions the world needs that, can get his zero wish implemented and would be solutions that would produce absolute, real, viable, can't be argued against solutions immediately, which would do immediate betterment. It would start making things better immediately. It wouldn't be years in the future. Oh my God, we're gonna put together this plan, and then in the future we're gonna achieve. This would actually achieve right here now immediately. But will Bill Gates do it? No. I mean, in my book, I invite him over. I probably invite him over here too, literally, and I truly am not even kidding. Yeah, I don't know. He put 60 million into something. I'm like, I don't need that. Hey, I'll take your money. You know what? But what I need is your voice. But Bill won't do real solutions. He literally had a house. Well, has his house, 1,000 feet up the hill from me in Big Sky. Literally, that's not even an That is not even an exaggeration. And I'm like, Bill, come on over. Let's talk about this. Let's get the solutions the world needs implemented. But you can't get Bill Gates's attention. And then when I in Big Sky went out and took signs to the streets asking Big Sky to lead environmentally, they were really very unimpressed with it. And over Christmas ish, I took them out. This is heading up towards the Yellowstone Club where Bill Gates has his house. And I took signs out, and the Yellowstone Club came down to a place where the Yellowstone Club does not plow. Days after plowing was being done, and sent their big plow out. I watched it come down the road this way. I was parked over here. That's a trailhead. And then I saw it coming back down the road this way, and its blade was up, and it started picking up speed, and it's put its blade down right when it got to my, and there was some signs here and here, and this is what the Yellowstone Club plow did, and this was a sign right here saying, Bill Gates, I can give you your zero wish. Okay, literally. And this is what the Yellowstone Club did. This is the sign all the way out there. This is what the Yellowstone Club did. They sent their plow out, that exclusive Yellowstone Club. So, I just thought maybe I could get to Bill Gates that way, because I'm not getting through him to his foundation. I'm not getting through him to, on Facebook, like replying. And I just thought, hey, maybe I could get to him that way. But no, absolutely not. But the point is that I have definitely tried to get to Bill Gates. And as I say, that day I was on Facebook, and oh, Bill Gates is having a Reddit Ask Me Anything session. I'm like, this is it. So I know I absolutely got to Bill Gates. And Bill Gates deleted my question 4 times. It was before I had screensaver or knew how to, run a program to record what's on your screen. But Bill Gates, it can be proven in the Reddit Ask Me Anything session, deleted my question, asking him to give him and the world his zero wish and to get the solutions the world needs implemented. But he told another person that we need climate solutions. And, he told Anderson Cooper recently, I'd play the video, but I put it in another video, and YouTube was like, this isn't a copyright strike, but 60 Minutes most own the copyright to that Anderson Cooper interview anyways. So I'm not going to use it, but he told Anderson Cooper, right, hey, we got to end all of this. He was at a disposable eatery. And I've been asking him to do this and to get Seattle to lead, a lot of the Seattle companies, Starbucks and the town and the stadium that's there, and they could lead the world. Amazon, they could definitely improve their operation. And the stadium could lead the world with reusable stadium concessions. But no, will Bill Gates allow actual real solutions that would even give him and the world his zero wish? No, Bill Gates is all about, spending a gazillion dollars to carbon capture, to capture the carbon that he is refusing to stop the world from emitting. Okay? I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. And, he has a Gates led the Breakthrough Energy Ventures. Yeah, I saw that headline a little bit ago. And he's raised 80 million from investors, and he's gonna that's what we're gonna do, is now we're gonna have more, energy intensive processes out there capturing the carbon. And then what are we gonna do? We're gonna store it somewhere. Have we tested that? Have we anything? No. What are we gonna do when we put this gas in the ground? Is it gonna start exploding like methane? I mean, who knows? But why go through all of this high tech when you can just very simply implement the solutions the world needs and just get us back to responsible living? This high tech, Bill just wants to be out there with high tech stuff, and he won't do anything that's just reasonable and responsible. He just won't. He doesn't have to. And now Bill Gates, Mr. I'm an expert on everything. He's out there and he wants to, dim the sun. Yeah. And then an international group of scientists are trying to stop that. This was in Natural News. It was also in phys.org. The demeanor of the rays should be off limits, say the experts. Do you think? Do you think? You know what you don't do? You don't play with nature, okay? I remember when, I heard about HARP, and then the government was, when they finally started to acknowledge it, um, we have to manage the ionosphere. I'm like, what? We have to what? No, no, no. You know what? That's been managing itself for 4.5 billion years now. We don't have to play around with and mess things up in this very fragile environment that we have. Earth is its own living entity, like your body is its own living entity. If you get too hot or cold, you'll die. Okay? Earth's not going to die, but it may not be able to provide for you. Okay? And we just can't be playing around with things. So now Bill Gates, he's out here and he is going to, yeah, emit sulfur, injecting billions of sulfur particles into the middle atmosphere. And yeah, because he's gonna block them, he's gonna what, and that sulfur's gonna what, fall back to Earth as because when it mixes with rain, it becomes acid rain. Are you friggin' kidding me? But oh my God, I mean, we need a solution because the heat has led to we have to embrace solar geoengineering. No, 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 no. That's no. The failure to reduce greenhouse gas emissions that drive global heating has led some policymakers to embrace solar geoengineering. No, 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 no. You don't play around with fire. You don't play around with nature. What you do is you live responsibly. You live to reduce by reusing, the three highest levels of the environmental hierarchy. Reduce the number of times you manufacture, package, transport things. Just you reuse things, and by reusing you reduce everything that is really bad for the environment, and then you recycle only when necessary. We didn't have environmental problems when we weren't a disposable society. We didn't have environmental problems when people just didn't abuse electricity. There are so many things we can do, and we don't have to give up our standard of living. There is nothing involved with that in this agenda. The environmental educator is solutions where if we live responsibly, we can actually live responsibly. And this is an absolute disaster. Bill Gates is just he's playing with nature, and you just can't do that. And he's being chastised by the scientific community, but his money always buys influence, But we should not be letting just mad scientists just just be playing an experiment that when it goes awry, there's just no getting around it. We already do too many of those, and we don't need this. Bill Gates, we need actual, just real, viable solutions. It's this is just absolute insanity here. And in this article here in the Natural News, it says the people that signed the letter, this letter signed by these people here, Frank Berman, Aarita Gupta, um, Melissa Leach, and Dirk Messner, and I I emailed all of them. Yeah. I found their email addresses, and I emailed all of them on February 4th, along with the United Nations. That's the environment. This is the executive offices of the environment at the United Nations. And, they won't allow solutions. And then Gates Foundation, the media it's the only contact they give you. And I tell them this is what the world needs, and all environmental. I tell the people that signed this letter against Bill Gates, like, no, no, let's not let this insane guy go out there and just be doing things that could have horrendous, horrific consequences. And so, I tell these scientists that are against this and speaking some logic out there that this is what we need, and we could use their voice to get these people get it known that Bill Gates doesn't really care about solutions, and The world needs this, the world needs you, because we need people that can have a voice to actually tell people that all environmental voices are preventing the solutions the world needs, because we certainly know we cannot depend on Project Veritas for that, right? Project Veritas, these absolute, they just can't be bothered to tell you any of this. Project Veritas, is Bill Gates not a big enough name for you? Right here, this is the anonymous email that you get 2.5 years after bothering them, and this right here is their message
Today,
anonymously.
Tuesday, January 11th.
Yep,
at
2022.
6:10 a.m. from 914653612
This same person.
Duration 10 seconds.
This is Project Veritas. Every time we see your phone number, we just delete your message. So please stop wasting your time, okay? And do get a life.
And do
End
get a
of
life.
message.
And do get a life. So, yeah, that's Project Veritas. Bill Gates, I guess, is not a big enough name for them to expose as being a fraud, someone that isn't interested in solutions, won't allow real solutions, won't even use his voice for the solutions that he has been refusing for a decade, and then goes out and tells Anderson Cooper that we have to, end our disposable eateries, as if it's his idea. It's not. It's not. It has been given to him for me for a very long time now. But will he use his voice for it? Will he use that as a solution to go out and actually do things so that we don't have to go through ridiculous high tech? He just wants to make it high tech. When what do you have to do? That's right. Keep it simple, stupid. But will Project Veritas expose this? No, they let the lie live. So, again, people, this is Eileen, the environmental educator, and this is the only place you're going to hear real environmental news. So stay tuned.